Hello everyone, how are you? Welcome to APM Day 2 webinar. I hope you all are doing well. Kindly confirm, is my voice clear, audible to all of you? Great, thank you very much for the confirmation. I hope the first day of webinar went well and you must have learned a lot of things. Today will be another fantastic day too, with a lot of important learnings in relation to examination answers, drafting the answers, okay? So let's begin quickly now. Uh, the same introduction I gave you yesterday, my teaching experience more than 18 years, and I try my level best to make this paper super easy. So let's hope this time also you guys do pass and also become nationwide position holders, adding few students under my list again, okay? How to remain connected during the webinar. This is the chat box through which you can reply me, you can talk to me, we can have a good two-way interaction. This is my number, being the principal here. For any help, you can contact me anytime for any help, guidance, whatever you want. Then do make sure that you are part of the global APM WhatsApp group. If you're not, please be part of the group because I'll be sharing important webinar materials there. What all important things that I am working on will be sharing with you till the exam last day. Okay, so be part of the latest WhatsApp group. The admin team will just share the link in the chat box. They just shared it right now. So make sure that you do join the group if you're not part of it. Plus, if you will watch this video later on, so obviously you might not have the link, you can contact the admission department and they will be very happy to help you. So just contact them at this number and they will share the group link in case if you don't have, or you can even contact me if you didn't find the link from this number. Okay. The plan, day one, we started with section A question. We did lot of new things while solving this question A. Now today we will be completing this and then we'll move towards section B of the exam. Okay, so I did mention the revision batch has already started. Those who are doing self-study can join this revision batch, which will include top 25 to 30 important areas, recorded content, and the practice materials. On top of it, there'll be a live session plan as well that we will be providing you. I'll be conducting, so you will get the recorded content of top 25 to 30 areas. On top of it, the two webinars yesterday, today I will conduct the second day. Then you have to watch the two webinars of March 26. After that, from here, we will be having our live sessions. Okay, these are extra sessions in which we'll be practicing. We will be doing time-bound practice so that you slowly, gradually get ready for the examination. So we'll be doing some new case studies, some pre-mocks, so the debriefs of those pre-mocks, then more practice questions, the final mock, the final debrief. All this will be very helpful in terms of time management perspective and will give you the right confidence before the examination. So these are all live sessions planned other than the recorded content that you will already have access to. At the end, we'll be having a complimentary mock as well with a recorded debrief to further prepare you for the examination. So interested students, if you are, you can just go to our website www.vifhe.com. You can just enroll yourself quickly in this revision camp batch without any hesitation. You can enroll yourself in this revision camp batch without any problem, whereas those who cannot find out, they can quickly contact the admission department at this below number and the admission team will be very happy to help you. So the number is visible here as well. Okay. So this is all about revision camp. The paid students who are already paid, part of regular reset batch, you don't have to be tensed about it. You have everything available. So you just have to follow the plans that I'm sharing with you people in a normal way. All right. Today's plan is about customer satisfaction, discussion, and not-for-profit organization, one of the more weaker areas of students. We'll be doing a 50-mark question. We'll be completing a 50-mark question, and then we'll move towards 25-mark question. So let's now begin with the completion of a 50-mark question that we were doing yesterday first. We already did the first part, we already did the last part, so it's now time to solve the second requirement. If you remember, we are doing second requirement first, a very crucial requirement, and then we'll come back towards the next topic and section B. So here we go. All right then, so here we are, guys. Now it's time to solve section B. So let's begin. This is an 18-mark requirement, 18 marks, huge, okay? And there is a clear breakup given to you that the first part of this requirement will have 10 marks, whereas the next part will have 8 marks available. So the first part is about, because we plan the answer, you know, step number 3 is to plan the answer. So when I'm planning, what will I consider? Again, I look at the verbs and the objects. So I can see here 2 verbs. One is explain and one is advise. Okay. What to explain? Difficulties in interpreting data about cleanliness. Now, cleanliness is a qualitative aspect to consider. So you have to explain what difficulty one can face when you are dealing with a data relating to cleanliness. Okay. And then advise it on the problems there may be with data on cleanliness received uh, from the franchisees. Once we are done with this, then we will be dealing with second part, where we have to recommend and evaluate the possible alternative methods to assess the area of cleanliness. Okay, so yeah, so this is what we have to do. Now let's plan a bit in terms of headings if I can. Yes, I can plan in terms of headings here. So first I'll target the first part of the work, and this part of the work is a one in which I need to focus on difficulties. Okay, so this will be my first heading here. Okay. All right. Next, problems in relation to data received. All right, done. I'll come to the third one once I finish these two. So I'll come to the third one at a later stage. Yeah, the marks breakup is very important, that you should understand, that you should know. So in terms of this requirement, I can say Obviously, in the examination, you are not aware of it, but just to give you a basic idea here. So, the first part, approximately 6 marks you can score. Problems in the data, you can score again up to 6 marks. So, I can say 5 for these two, and maybe the remaining 8 marks for the alternative that we'll be doing later on. So, if these two are available here for 10 marks, so I can say an even 5 mark distribution one can do in our mind. Okay. Now, which exhibit they are actually referring to? So, this is the exhibit they are talking about. Okay, this is the exhibit they are talking about. And in this exhibit, if you see here, there is a minimum performance level set by Maddy across a range of financial and qualitative measures. If the franchisee fails to meet these levels, then they will help them. If still not being able to cope up with the problem, this may lead to termination as well. Okay. Maddy recently collected data about cleanliness of the franchise restaurants. Cleanliness is one measure subject to minimum performance level. So this is one that minimum performance level measure. Customers fill out a paper form giving just one overall score between 1 and 5. They just give one score, okay? Between 1 and 5. And remember, for cleanliness and some other aspect of quality of service, okay, which is not mentioned here, but for cleanliness or some other aspect. And place these in a box in exchange for a chance to win a free meal. Bribing the people, right? The franchisee collates these responses onto a spreadsheet, okay, at the end of each quarter, sends a summary of the result to Maddy, inclusion in the next performance report, okay, not the current one, next performance report. So, yeah, this is what we are required to do. Now, difficulties in interpreting data about cleanliness. Now, guys, cleanliness. Now, what is and how important cleanliness is? Obviously, it is very important. Just keep in mind, as I always say, to bring that commercial acumen animal in you, you need to think of a real fast food chain. So just imagine like you are going to Subway, KFC, McDonald's, Pizza Hut, okay? And you went into the restaurant and the restaurant is not clean. It's not tidy. So as a customer, it will not be good for you. So for example, if somebody comes to you and say, come on, fill the survey, 1, 5. So just rate us in terms of numbers, and you are rating them. Many customers are rating them. And then once they get this data, okay, once they get this data, so what will be the difficulty in the interpretation of the data, which means what problems, what difficulties you would think when you are analyzing of cleanliness feedback data? What challenges, what challenges you will be facing in understanding the cleanliness data? So a good word is challenges, okay? Now, this is a very crucial word that I just used, and that is what challenges one will face in understanding the data. Now, see, first of all, don't you think this is a very subjective matter? Very subjective matter. Because the definition of cleanliness will vary between you and me, between many individuals who are listening me right now. Maybe for me, the definition of cleanliness is 7, 8 food boxes are okay, empty boxes are okay on the table. I would say, okay, fine, I'm used to. But for you, this would sound extremely bad. And for you, it's like, wow, so untidy restaurant. Okay. So this is a very subjective area because different people will have different opinions. Different customers will have different opinions. Your definition of cleanliness might be different to my definition of cleanliness. So when I look at the survey form, the feedback, the score that they've assigned, I need to understand that yes, difference of opinion will be there. Difference of opinion will be there because we do have different meanings of cleanliness. All right? Are you with me, guys? Yes or no? So you need to understand this. The perception difference, the opinion difference will always exist in this case that one has to keep in our mind. Right? Done. In the meantime, I write this for you people. I want you guys to think of some other difficulty in the interpretation of this data. You know, I'll be writing in bullets, will provide you a proper paragraph-based drafted answer, okay? So, let's start with the first point. Different customers may have different opinions as to what is a clean restaurant. Clear? Simple? Okay. So, based on their different opinions, they will rate it differently. Khalas. That's the first challenge. This is the first difficulty. You need to keep this in your mind that this is a subjective matter. As cleanliness is a subjective factor. Hence, will create difficulty. Done. Next. Any other difficulty? Any other difficulty? Yes, I can easily relate here with the scenario that there is just one score they are giving which relates to quality of service and cleanliness. So this is very much possible that a person who did not like the food. Now, if you didn't like the food, man, no matter how clean the restaurant is, you will be harsh. I personally believe that if now why you go to a restaurant, what is the biggest ultimate aim? Come on, you tell me. Let's have an interaction, okay? What's the main aim of going to a restaurant? And don't call it I went for some date, okay? That's not your aim. That could be an aim, to be very honest, but let's be more ethical in our mindset. Food, food. So you went to restaurant for food, right? Even if cleanliness somehow may be compromised, generally the people mindset is okay. I know it's dirty, the washrooms are bad, but still the food is extremely good, so I want to go there. Just imagine food is okayish, cleanliness is right at the top. People still would be no, and they might rate it wrong. Even they are not happy with the food quality or some other aspect of service, but they would rate here cleanliness bad, which is actually not the actual cleanliness they are talking about. Are you with me? So, very much obvious, very much practical. Okay, so let's write this as well. Customer experience might not be good in some other area, okay, in some other area, like for example food quality, right? But they will rate the cleanliness to be poor, which in fact is not the actual result in relation to cleanliness. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, great. Yeah, good food, good mood. Now, this seems to be a very valid connection. Okay. Further, I can see. Further, I can see a big incentive that can manipulate the thought process. Come on, tell me, tell me, tell me. Lot of adverse comments discussed. Sometimes the customer might think of this free meal, might want to avail a chance to win free meal They are filling this survey form without even considering what they are doing. Just for the sake of completing the form. Tuck, 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 tuck. Let's wait for the free meal. So the charm, the incentive to fill the form is not purely to give feedback about cleanliness. Rather, is to enjoy free value burger deal with a big beef burger with upsized fries and upsized drink and with cheeseburger. So yes, this can affect the accuracy of the result. Okay, so what I can write here, customer may complete the form only to okay, only to enter in the free meal draw. Okay, which may result in either not filling the form with honesty, okay, or deliberately giving favorable scores to be able to win the upsize burger with more fries. Sorry, don't write it. I'm just joking. Win the free deal. Okay? Done. So don't you think this will distort your understanding? Yes. 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 Are you with me? Clear, everyone? All right. Next. Next problem. Okay. Next problem. A very genuine one. Okay. They did receive a feedback. They did receive a feedback, right? But just one score is being used. One overall score. Now, I have a question. One overall score would not give company, Maddy, or the franchisee the clarity where the problem is. So you will not have any other actionable feedback. You can't take any appropriate action. What to do? Okay, the score is 5. The score is 1, 3, 4. What to do? You cannot do this. Because see, I must know, is cleanliness a problem in the sitting area, the washrooms, tables, where the problem is? So we will not get to know where the improvement is needed. Yes, we are not sure where the improvement is needed, right? So yes, we'll mention here the average one score will be very difficult to understand in terms of which area of improvement to focus on. For example, for example, are the tables dirty or sitting area not up to the mark? Got it? Yes? Yes. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. What else? I always discuss this point. A lot of times I've seen this question of similar nature coming in the paper, and I always say people do have a tendency, yes, you're right, to select the middle values. And I always say like this, for example, if I'm asking you guys to give me feedback about my performance, there are people who are like 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. So they are like, on the face of the tutor, how can I say 1? It doesn't look good. It doesn't look uh, ethical. Okay. And why should I give 5? No, 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 I won't give 5. Let's go with a middle value of 3. Let's keep him happy, and I'm also okay about it. So, people, there is a tendency not to go with the extreme work. Even if you have done so much of hard work, they are like, no, 5 is too much. Now, he will be, if I give him 5, which is being the best, so he will be somewhere top of Burj Khalifa in terms of his own motivation or confidence or happiness. No, I don't want to make him happy. No, 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 no. 4 is okay. 3 is okay. Okay. So this is also a problem. Yeah, you agree with me. Okay. This is also a problem. So this is very important. The customers when assigning scores to measure the qualitative information generally tend not to assign extreme scores and prefer more to use middle values. This again will result in inaccurate assessment of cleanliness. Are you with me? So 5 difficulties, 5 valid points. 5 difficulties, 5 valid difficulties results in 5 valid points. Okay? So you can see here, these are the problems, difficulties in the interpretation of the data about cleanliness. Something similar of that sort has been tested in the past in other exams as well. So very commonly tested area I feel now, where they do ask a lot about customer satisfaction, the data that you collect, the survey that you conduct, the conversion of a qualitative data into a quantitative data through scores, through excellent, good ratings, and they do ask a lot about the difficulty of such sort of information as a person who wants to understand the performance. Okay, so yeah, I think this is what one can write here. And now let's move towards the problems with data received from franchisees. Now, this is a separate requirement. The first requirement was exactly targeting the interpretation side. That was, if I receive this data, how would I interpret? What difficulty would I face in coming to some conclusion about cleanliness? Because whatever I may conclude might be wrong, because people deliberately gave me favorable results, or they were not happy with the quality of the food but they rated cleanliness badly. Maybe one could add their past experience about the restaurant might not be good, but for that I say, if you are not happy, why you came again? Okay, but maybe again, I did said, uh, food, even cleanliness is not good, food is good, so they come again to restaurant. Anyway, so yeah, now the requirement is a different one, and this requirement is a one where what are they asking you to do? Advise about the problems with the data on cleanliness received from franchisees. Now, you know who collects the data, who collates the data. It's the franchisee who collates responses onto the spreadsheet at the end of the quarter and send the summary of the results to Maddy so that they can review in next performance report. Okay. Now, what problems Maddy will face just because of specifically because of the data collection done by franchisee? Here we are not talking about interpretation of the data. Here we are not talking about the original problems of the data itself. Here we are talking about the collection of the franchisee, because they collated, because of that activity that they do, what problems this can create for us. Come on, let's think. If I'm the franchisee and I collate the data and provide you the franchisor company, what do you think? Okay, let's reverse the position. I don't know whether you will come up with the points or not. You are the franchisee, you are giving me the data, so I will be a bit skeptical. Skepticism. I will be skeptical. What skeptical means? Skeptical means I will think that maybe the data that you have collected might not give me the right results. I will be skeptical, and this is where you are getting skepticism marks. What problems? Number one, you may manipulate the data. Why? To show good performance. Why? Oh, bhai, simple. Because your franchise performance is being assessed on the basis of minimum performance levels, and one performance level is cleanliness. So you will never want to terminate it, and you will show the results of this very good. You deliberately will manipulate it to show favorable results so that we don't end up in a situation where Maddy says goodbye. That's a practical issue, man. This is what I say as your understanding of skepticism, where we are challenging them that okay, this could be the possibility. Okay, yes or no? Yes, very nice. What else? Okay, if you are not deliberately manipulating the results, okay, agreed. Okay, if you are not deliberately manipulating the results, but there is a problem. What is the problem? The problem is the input in the spreadsheet might not be accurate. Data entry might not be accurate. Yes. Error, human error, incorrect information inputted. This can create a problem. So, this can create a problem. Are you with me? Maybe there will be lack of spreadsheet, there will be lack of controls over the spreadsheet in terms of its design, input, and the use, and the data may contain errors. So, errors definitely could result in this one. Done? Okay. Now, two problems we have discussed. The next, I want you to think in the meantime. Let me just write down these two, and I will wait for the other two from your side to see what you think about the other problems, if you can think of. Okay. So, let me just write in the meantime in relation to the problems that we are just discussing here, the problem in relation to the data received from the franchisees. Okay. So first of all, the the franchisee may deliberately manipulate the data in order to show favorable results, because cleanliness is one important factor as part of minimum performance levels. So, any bad performance may result in termination of the franchise. So they will do this. They can do this. I'm not sure they will, but they can do this for sure. Agreed, everyone? Number two, uh, as the data is collated from the customer survey forms using spreadsheets, so there is a possibility that due to lack of proper controls over spreadsheet input, use the data may contain errors. Everyone, are you with me? And this may result in inaccuracy. So, resulting in inaccuracy. Okay? Clear? Now, what else? What else could result in a problem? I can see this problem here. See, the scenario give a lot of hint if you are able to get hold of those hints. And the biggest hint here is very important to understand. The biggest hint here is very important to understand. Listen, everyone. And that is they collates these responses at the end of each quarter and send a summary of the results to Maddy for inclusion in the next performance report. Next performance report. Now, what is the danger of this? By the time they sit to review the cleanliness information, don't you think it might have been too late at that time? Because it was collected at the end of the quarter and it was given to the review team the next quarter. It is not timely information being given to them, because by the time they'll see, oh, there are problems, there could be a huge reputational loss to Maddy company. Even if they want to take some measures to improve it, that would not be worth it, because time already might have passed to do anything, because the impact of this would already been shown in the results of the company. Are you with me? So very genuine problem, and this is that it is not timely. Okay, are you with me? And this can affect the reputation badly. Clear, everyone? So what we'll write here? The data collated at the end of the quarter is then submitted to Maddy for review in the next quarter may result may result in reputational loss for Maddy because for example, if there was a problem in relation to cleanliness by the time the board got to new customers already may have given their feedbacks, for example, on social media, and business loss will already been experienced by the company. So it seems the information was not given timely for quick actions to be taken to resolve. Are you with me, everyone? Say yes or no. Okay? So I hope this is clear. I hope the problems are clear to you. Right, everyone? Done? I hope the problems are pretty clear to you. So we are done with these first 10 marks. Right, everyone? Clear? Okay. Now, the 8-mark requirement. Recommend is the verb. Recommend. And evaluate. So what you are planning to recommend, you have to evaluate that as well. The alternative method to assess the area of cleanliness. What alternative options we have to methods to assess cleanliness other than what we have just discussed, the one that they are using like customer survey? What other methods do they have? Okay, let's think. A restaurant business like Maddy wants to check the cleanliness of franchise outlet. So, what could be the options? Number one, uh, random audits or checks done by the head office, like Maddy company management may go to that franchise outlet and inspect them for cleanliness. Okay, so this is one possibility. And see, we have to evaluate. So when we say evaluate, we want balanced assessment. Okay, which means the positive angles, and if there are any genuine negative angles, we have to mention it. So yeah, I think the inspection from the Maddy management seems to be a good option. What do you think? Yes? Yes, it does seem to be a good option. But there is a problem. Maybe now this is very common, to be honest. When you know the inspection team is scheduled to come at a certain date, you may manipulate the results. You will be more alert and you will keep things more in a better shape because you know they will come at a certain date to check your outlet. Are you with me? Okay. But, but, but if it is randomly done, so I would say yes. If randomly done, so in that case, you can minimize the impact of this manipulation. Okay. Uh, for that, for that, you need to keep in mind, you need to hire more people, more staff, resources will be dedicated, and this may increase the cost. Okay, one option. What else can we do? Some third party company. You have heard about ISO certified. A third party company provides a certification. It's a ISO certified quality organization. So a third party inspector you may hire, that results in a cost. That's the negative thing. But that survey, independent survey by a specialist company will be a good source of information in terms of accuracy that, okay, yes, the cleanliness is good in those restaurants. Okay, clear? So this is a good option, I would say, right? But the cost of inspection will be there for sure. And if you cannot recover that cost, that's the best, that's the worst part. You cannot recover that cost. Okay, done. And right now, I think the only franchise they have are 8, right? 8 franchises they have. So maybe a hiring option may not be a very worth it one. Better it's to use a third party company, because if you hire full-time people, that definitely will result in a cost. Are you with me, everyone? Okay. What else? What else? I think checklist will be a good option. Checklist. Maintaining a checklist. The staff at franchise Z should fill a checklist every time to ensure that things are clean. Now, if they have cleaned the restrooms, if they've cleaned the sitting area, they should fill the checklist, provided they do fill it correctly, okay, with no manipulation, because you need to again audit those at a later stage. You need to check the compliance of those at a later stage, okay. So you need inspection of their records, but this could be an option as well. What do you think? So if they if they fulfill the checklist, there is a chance that cleanliness will be there, but you need to audit those records, right? So let me just jot down the points, and I just wanted to break the ice. I wanted you to think. Now it's up to you if you can come up with better options, more unique options. That's all commercial acumen that is being tested right now. This is where commercial acumen is being tested loudly, clearly, because commercial acumen again means how practical advice and how much relevant advices you can give about possible alternative methods. Okay. So in the meantime, I'll write, you think about the other options. So first, let's start with the inspection. Inspection can be done by Maddy staff. Okay. Maddy staff or third party inspection company may be asked to perform this task. This will give a reasonable good idea about cleanliness, okay, with the only danger is in case of planned inspections might result in manipulation. Okay. Also, the cost aspect needs to be considered. See, we are evaluating. So the words where I am saying, however, the cost should be considered. However, therefore, the cost aspect is also important. These basically are ensuring that we are covering both the sides. Considered especially if the fees agreed doesn't incorporate these inspection this inspection aspect. Done? Clear? I think yes. Are you with me? Yes or no? Clear, everyone? Okay, what else? They conduct. Okay, I did mention the other point as well. And what was that? Yeah. Also, the other option here could be that the staff at franchise should ensure a checklist is updated. For example, the staff could sign forms whenever areas such as sitting area are cleaned. However, now see the word however is shifting and moving towards a balanced assessment of this option. Balanced assessment of this option. Okay? And what is that? These, however, for the accuracy of these records, audit will be required. Okay? To ensure compliance with cleaning standards. Are you with me, everyone? See? However, on the other hand, the aspect of cost is to be considered. I'm targeting some professional marks here where we say analysis and evaluation. So when we are required to evaluate, we consider both the aspects, and things like these, somehow ensures that we are covering this aspect as well. See, covering this aspect as well. Getting the point? At least say something, yeah. So valuable information I'm giving you. So words like however, therefore, cost needs to be considered. However, the other aspect, on the other hand, this needs to be considered. You mentioned about something good, favorable, but the other side you covered in order to show balanced assessment. Balanced assessment will give you professional marks under the heading of analysis and evaluation. Okay? What else? And very common way of taking the feedbacks I've seen these days, you might have also experienced it. Now people don't come up with these forms to be filled, rather they come up with some tablets. Have you experienced it? feedback form in tablet. I have even seen WhatsApp audio messages as well. WhatsApp audio messages as well, where the staff comes to you and please share your audio message regarding your experience about XYZ. So yeah, technology is something you can use. Commercial acumen, commercial acumen, commercial acumen. You do understand the market norms. Are you with me, everyone? Okay. So, yes, you can add up here one thing. Instead of using paper based survey, customers could be encouraged to to provide scores using mobile apps or mobile apps or tablets. Okay? Yeah. Right? Now, this will be better in order to ensure what? Accuracy. At least that input thing will go finish, plus more real-time data will be available. So this will positive, okay? This will result in more real-time error-free feedback to be received. Now listen. Balance assessment. See, learn. However, professional marks, however, however, the cost of making mobile apps will be incurred, okay? Resulting in one-time cost, which later on will be low cost way to collect it. Initially, there will be a one-time cost. However, later on, it will be a low cost way to collect it. Also, the completeness problem may arise as not all customers may have mobile phones or tablets or tablets until and unless the scores are given when they are in the restaurants. Okay? If you ask them to fill in the restaurant, that's fine. But other than that, if you are asking them to fill online scores via online using mobile phones or tablets. Now, there are two ways to cover it. One, you can ask them to fill when they are in the restaurant. At the same time, you might have seen people coming there. Uh, you have seen waiters coming to you and asking you to give their feedbacks. So this is one way you can ensure completeness. But if you ask them to fill later on through their mobile applications or tablets, that is where the problem is, that the information will be incomplete, just assuming that everybody will not have mobile phone or tablet. But we do have people who have two phones as well. They keep one iPhone, one Samsung, but at the same time, we have few of those customers who don't have cell phones at all. Okay? All right. So we are evaluating, we are covering the positive and the negative angles. It's not just recommendation. Remember, just providing a basic recommendation is not enough until and unless you balance assessment. Okay? Done? One last thing that comes to my mind is there is one more other way of gathering the data, which I feel is uh, which I feel is at least a reasonable option to understand the customer feedback, is to look at social media reviews. I know people deliberately can come up with bad comments, but sometimes genuine feedback is also visible on social media. Sometimes people cannot say in front of you, but the real feedback they provide is using the social media. Now, I had one student way back 7, 8 years before. I remember he was student come employee, I would say, and he was working with me, taking the classes. He had some issues. He had some issues with me, but he never showed those things in front of me. But through social media, I got to see his feedbacks and reviews, and I was shocked. Is it you? If you had so many issues, why didn't you mention it in front of me? I would have resolved it. And when I contacted him after looking at the feedback, he was like, he never replied me, first of all. And then he was like, I didn't have the courage to say in front of you. So there are people, sometimes they do this. Okay. So yeah, let's put this as an option here as well. Maddy could assess the cleanliness from social media reviews Okay. This may provide serious, genuine problems. Okay. Like untidy tables or sitting area. However, such reviews requires further investigation due to unstructured nature of data. Okay. And also I did mention some deliberate false accusations are also part of it. So you need to investigate properly in order to ensure its accuracy as well. Okay. All right then. Done with the recommendations, everyone. And we are done with this question as well. Now, I hope you understood the entire idea. And now, after completing this, I need to touch the areas of professional marks. Now, please listen to me. I will cover the professional marks aspect first here, and listen to me very carefully. Communication. So, it's the general report format overall. You will not write in form of bullets, okay? I have made this clear. I will share the drafted answer where I will convert all these into paragraphs. You will get to know how many different paragraphs I'm using, how many headings and subheadings I'm using. Second, your tone, language, and style of the answer should be appropriate. Okay. Third, you have to ensure that you fulfill the requirements specifically asked by the board not to do. Like, if you remember, the board, I think here, did give you an instruction not to evaluate the performance of the company. A very specific instruction is given. So it is mandatory on you to follow this. Because if you won't follow this, it's a big sin. And this will give you marks under communication as well, along with the report general structure. Okay, got it? So special instructions you need to focus on. Let me just complete the report entire format. I can write, mention subject like performance reporting. Okay, performance reporting at Maddy Co. Introduction paragraph will include things like this report. Now, what all I've done is what I'll mention here. This report evaluates the performance report that is used by the board for quarterly review, full stop. Then it explains the difficulties of interpreting the customer survey about cleanliness. and the problems of using data from franchisee, then it mentions the possible alternatives for cleanliness, data collection, or for measuring cleanliness. Lastly, the report evaluates the proposal, franchisee proposal for market-based transfer price. Khalas. Done. Okay. Remember in your final answer, all these planning things should be removed. In my answer, I will remove all these things, and all what I've planned in terms of verbs and objects is what all I will remove in my final answer with only the headings, the main body of the report like these things, and the subheadings will be there with no marks, and verb object planning will not be there as well. So I'll remove each and everything which is mentioned here. Okay, done. Right. Now, coming towards the second skill of analysis and evaluation. So analysis, evaluation, analysis and evaluation, there are two words. In analysis, we using the facts, we find out the facts. We drill down, we find out the facts. If there are any numbers available, we use the numbers to find out the facts, and then we analyze what has happened. We analyze either using numbers if numbers are given to me, if not, then we analyze things. And evaluation means to consider the positives based on that analysis. Based on that analysis, the positives and the negatives is what we consider. So here, you are required to evaluate, like you were required to evaluate the performance report. So coming up with, looking at the report, analyzing the report in Appendix 1 in terms of what kind of information is available. We came up with the positives, like report is covering this, this. If we came up with negatives. So when we say balanced appraisal, it means we have to come up to genuine positives and genuine negatives as well. A similar thing was seen when you were, I think you were, you did require to evaluate, yeah, the franchise proposal as well. So balanced assessment, balanced appraisal is analysis and evaluation. Skepticism is not everywhere, and to demonstrate skepticism, we may use the words like we can challenge, the director comment can be challenged. It will be important to raise questions about this, for example. So here, as I mentioned, when you were dealing with requirement 2, where you were required to mention the problems of information from the franchisee, is where skepticism came into play, is where skepticism became relevant. That is the problems. What problems will you see that you can think when you collect data from franchisee? So you have to be skeptical about it. You can't just rely on them quickly. Okay? Commercial acumen was present in two areas. Number one, when you were required to come up with the options of collecting cleanliness, assessing cleanliness, like inspection by Maddy staff, inspection by third-party company, practical recommendations, and considering their practical and plausible impacts. Mobile phone, tablets, online, social media reviews, commercial acumen. And the same commercial acumen was also tested in your evaluation of the proposal to use market price as a transfer price. So your thought about it, giving a practical judgment, making a recommendation that yes, you should use it for use it for a limited time period. So your recommendation, your consideration of the market, your consideration that Maddy to become more popular in the neighboring country, this should work, this will work, this is a useful thing. So that is commercial acumen. For professional marks, there's no such rule to demonstrate it, but yeah, the way you write the answer, you can definitely get these marks by ensuring certain rules, like for analysis evaluation, a balanced assessment, considering genuine positive, negative things. For skepticism, any comment done by the director, challenging that comment maybe. For commercial acumen, you have to consider the impact of everything on business, how positively, commercially viable this thing will be or this will not be. Your suggestion, recommendations should be a one where you can actually understand its business sense, its commercial sense. Okay. So I think this is clear to all of you, and we are done with this Maddy company detailed 50-mark question with answer drafting as well. And I will be providing you with a proper paragraph-based drafted answer so that you will be able to understand how bullets needs to be clubbed into different paragraphs. I think this is clear to all of you, and this question must have given you the required understanding, confidence, and clarity. Yes, guys. Happy? Share your feedbacks. Was all this useful? Understood? I think it was easy for you to understand this. Somehow I wanted to make this simple and easier for you. So I hope I have made this simple and easier for you. Now I want to make this more clear and simple for you, especially the last part that I just solved right now. And you know this part, the one that I solved, had three different requirements. Had three different requirements. Okay. Now, I want to summarize something for you here. See, be with me. As I did for performance report, I want to do something similar of that type here as well, to set some kind of a rule or clarity for you. So, a question that we just solved was a one which required you to focus on three things: difficulty in the interpretation of cleanliness data, one; problems with data received from franchisee, two; alternative methods of assessing, three. So my first instruction to everyone in the entire APM world is read the requirement, identify verbs and objects, marks and heading before writing. So I was very successful in doing this by mentioning these to be your headings, okay, and finding out verbs and objects separately. Done. Now, I wanted to make this simple for you. So remember, do not write general points. You had to link every point with object. So the first requirement object was, please be with me, cleanliness data. The second requirement object was problem with data received. The third requirement object was alternative methods of assessing cleanliness, which clearly means that whatever is your object, you have to link with that object. Halas. For one valid point, it is crucial for you to link with the object. For one valid point, link with the object. The rule is link with the object. Break the requirement, write everything that you can link with the object. So let's make it a simple rule-based structure for you, which you have never seen before. Tell me, should I make this super easy? Come on, say something, yaar. I do everything for you people. In your love, I do all these things. I wake up, I don't sleep till 2, 3 a.m. at night to make these things simple and simple for you people. So do you want me to make this simple? Okay. Because you have done this question with me very thoroughly, so I want to just close it in such a way that it's like done and dusted for you. Now, this was the requirement. What approach should you adopt to solve it? The thinking ability. You know, explain is the verb. This is the object. Okay? What should be the rule to solve? Find the issue. Which issue? Issue would relate to the object, difficulty. So if difficulty is what you have to explain, so think of 5, 6 difficulties, because 1 mark per valid point. Think of 5, 6 difficulties. So think of the issue. Issue means related to object. If object is difficulty, so 6 difficulties. If the object is problems, so think of issues, which means problems, 5 problems. So when you are answering, think of the issue. What is the issue? The issue is difficulty. Okay, think difficulty. The issue is problem. Okay, think about the problem. The subject matter, the object. Okay. Third requirement, which said method. Recommend the method. So the object was method. So think about alternative methods. See how simple it became. How simple it became. Okay, once the object is difficulty, so 6 difficulties. Objective problem, so 6 problems. Then why this makes intervention difficult? Yes, you have to make sure why this is a problem, why this is a difficulty in the context of Maddy company. Why this is a problem of data unreliable in the context of Maddy company. Why this is a useful method in the context of Maddy company. Practically, how this will be useful for Maddy company. Why this is a problem for Maddy company. Why this is a difficulty for Maddy company. So for 1 mark per valid point rule, if you want to understand today, so look at the verb and objects and then think about the objects. If object is difficulty, 6 difficulties. If the object is problem, 6 problems. Not bookish only. You won't get a marks if you will say that cleanliness is subjective. You won't get the marks. Until and unless you demonstrate that difficulty for Maddy company. You won't get the marks if you say that the problem of collection, data collection from the franchise. So if you just mention that manipulation will be done, okay, fine. But why they will manipulate? Because they want to ensure their contract doesn't terminate. Okay? Are you with me? So what is important? What is important? Identify the issue, explain why it makes cleanliness score difficult to understand. Add Maddy example. For second one, identify the issue, then explain why this is risky for Maddy company, like spreadsheet errors, franchisee manipulation, delayed quarterly reporting, reputational damage. Understood? Recommend a method, evaluate it. So in evaluation, listen, usefulness and limitation. Usefulness and limitation. This is what I did. Remember, I did mention like third party inspection will be required, but cost needs to be incurred. Online apps will be required, but one-time app cost will be there. Social media reviews will be used, which will provide you genuine feedback, but less structured data that will be. Understood? If you're still saying no, I can't do anything else. Okay? So, the do's: use headings based on objects, explain why the issue matters to Maddy. Okay? Do not merge all points into one general discussion. Avoid don'ts. Don't just state data is subjective, data can be manipulated, you won't get marks. Like cleanliness is subjective, explain why. Different opinions. They will manipulate the data, explain why. Because their performance improvement level is measured according to that. Do not write staff cleaning training or hiring cleaners unless it is properly linked. Okay? So the sample paragraph, a complete paragraph is what? Cleanliness is subjective because different customers have different expectation of what clean fast food restaurant looks like. Therefore, Maddy may receive different scores from customers even if actual condition is similar, making survey score difficult to interpret. Minimum on very conservative side, I would say, easily you will grab one valid point mark. Second example, data may be manipulated because franchisee collect and summarize the cleanliness survey results themselves. Since poor clean result could lead Maddy intervening or even terminating the franchise, will give you one valid point marks. Just mentioning it, manipulation, not enough. Why this will affect Maddy company? Got it? 1 mark per valid point. If somebody is writing till here, no marks. If you are adding why it is important for Maddy, you get complete marks. This is what 1 valid mark per point means. This is what is required in APM paper. You fail because you don't link with the scenario. When we say link with the scenario, this is the practical example I'm giving today. Tell me if somebody told you before. No, nobody. Third, Maddy could use third-party inspection to assess cleanliness. Now this only will not give you marks. This only will not give you marks. Simple recommendation will not give you marks. You have to evaluate it. So this will reduce manipulation plus consistent standard will be adopted throughout the organization. Okay? Clear? See, come on, where are you, yaar? This is a positive benefit I told here. Benefit. However, it may be costly. It may be costly because they have only 8 franchise restaurants. It may be costly. This is a drawback. This is a drawback. This is a negative point. This is a positive point. This is a negative point. You get marks. You get marks. And cherry on the top. Cherry on the top. You get technical marks for this. Technical. Okay. And because you covered both positive, negative, because you did a balanced assessment, you are getting technical marks. But because you demonstrated a balanced assessment, you will get professional marks as well under the heading of analysis and evaluation. Khalas. Khalas. Done. So technical and professional. Buy one, get two free. So what is the rule of thumb? What you have to remember? Object you will look at and think, what is the issue? Why this is an issue for Maddy company? So your plan should be, what is the problem? What is the difficulty? What are the alternative methods? Say to yourself. And why this is a problem for Maddy company? why this is a difficulty for Maddy company, and why this is an alternative for Maddy company. Done. So in your questions every time, what you will be doing, looking at the verb and object, and with object you will think, ask yourself, what is the object? Object is problem, object is difficulty, object is alternate methods. So what you will say to yourself, let's think about the difficulties. Just writing difficulty will not earn you 1 mark. Why this is a difficulty for Maddy will give you 1 mark. Why this is a problem for Maddy will earn you 1 mark. Why this is a good method will give you 1 mark. That's it. Say yes or no. Liked it? Easy. So this is what I have summarized for you people in the best possible way. This is the nutshell at the end. Share your feedbacks here. Come on, say something. I have made this super clear. What drafting is, how to draft, what is one valid point, what should be the thought process. Now don't say you are not passing the exam. Don't say you will pass now. You will pass. Inshallah. So share these tips with your friends. There are so many people throughout this world struggling in this paper. They might not be here today. They might not watch the webinar. Tell them to watch these webinars. Tell them to watch YouTube channel of VIFHE. Go there and watch APM webinars and see the massive change. I want you to make this video extremely viral. Will you? Each of you have to recommend this to 5 friends at least. And if those will pass, do something good for others, good will happen for you as well. Are you ready? Say yes or no. So these will make your life super easy. And this is what I'm continuously working on. And very soon we'll come up with so much of material like this to make APM super easy. And inshallah, the passing ratio from 40 will go to 70. At least those who are taking my class, I'll try my level best that maximum pass the exam. Khalas. It's time to take a short break. See you after the break. Be with me. All right, everyone, welcome back. Let's begin with the new thing that we need to do, and that is not-for-profit organizations. Performance of a not-for-profit organization needs to be measured, but there are serious issues to be considered. Because these organizations, they do not focus on profit maximization as a primary goal, as a primary objective. I can see a very interesting question in the chat box. What khalas is? It's not halas, it's khalas. Khalas. And what is the meaning of khalas? It's an Arabic word and it means done, dusted, complete. Okay? Khalas. So, not-for-profit organization, ultimate objective is not to earn profits, but to serve the purpose they have been established for: social welfare, education, community help, XYZ. Okay? So the objective is not to earn profits or to maximize the profits. This is not their objective. They can be profit oriented, not for they can earn profits, they may not earn profits. Okay? It depends. So 1 to whenever to assess the performance of a not-for-profit organization, remember, we need to use the concept of VFM, value for money, economy, efficiency, and effectiveness. Economy is an input measure. It's an input measure. Whatever is your input should be the most lowest cost input for the required standard. Efficiency. Input to output measure. What comes in must go out. Oh, what I'm saying, sorry. Input to output measure. The output should be maximum from the given input. Effectiveness. Very, very beautiful statement. Objective should be achieved. Objective should be achieved. The focus should be on achieving the objective. Effectiveness. And the objective could be quantitative or qualitative. Okay? So for not-for-profit organization who is not primarily established to earn profits, their performance has to be assessed using VFM, value for money, economy, efficiency, and effectiveness. And let me tell you, this not-for-profit organization deals with a lot of non-quantifiable costs and benefits. Lot of non-quantifiable costs and benefits. Okay? Like a police service provides you security, safety. Okay? Qualitative benefit. Right? Healthcare, qualitative benefit. Right? So it deals with lot of qualitative benefits and cost. Bad reputation, cost, qualitative cost. Right? So now let's begin with the question. Section B, stepwise approach. How I'll make this easy, I'll let you know. In section B, we have to copy, paste the general requirements as we have done before. In section B, we'll read the entire scenario in one go. Wherever we find verbs and objects, we'll copy paste that onto word processor. Then step 3, we'll plan the answer by looking at verb, objects, marks and headings, and then we'll write the answer. Okay? So let's begin. All right. Here we are. Tosemary and Rhyme Hospital question. The objective is to make this simple, easy, and very useful for your understanding. Okay? Now, let's begin. First, let's open the word processor. drag this, okay. Then the requirement area, copy, paste here, okay. Let's sort out this a bit. Okay. Request to the respond to the request of work on following areas. Non-financial performance indicators 5 marks. Value for money 10. Budget constrained approach 5. Professional marks includes analysis, evaluation, skepticism, and commercial acumen. Done. Step 2, let's read the exhibits. The first one I'll start now. Tosemary Hospital is a small hospital for the treatment of patients with only minor injuries. Only minor injuries. You know, I always say, look at the nature of the business, what work exactly they are performing. So it's a hospital business and they deal with minor injuries. Patient arriving at the hospital with more serious injuries are referred to the larger hospital nearby. So they are not dealing with major problems. Those with minor injuries are admitted into the hospital, okay, and wait to be seen by the doctor. After the treatment, most patients leave the hospital and need not return. If the treatment has failed, however, they are readmitted for additional treatment. So it's a very simple information given to you. Patients do not have to pay. Oh, wow. They do not have to pay for the treatment at the hospital. So it is very simple, a public sector organization, which is not for profit public sector hospital. It is funded entirely by government from taxation, and fixed level of funding is received from the government each year. So it relies on government funding. It is up to TRH to allocate its funding to different areas such as doctor salaries, medicines, and all other costs required to run a hospital. Okay. Done. Objectives. The TRH objectives are very crucial. Make sure you do highlight and understand these. To give prompt access to high quality medical treatment to patients. Now just look at the objective is prompt access. Prompt access, highlighted, high quality medical treatment. So not a normal quality, high quality. Two things are there. Prompt access, quickly give them high quality medical treatment. Number 2, to provide value for money for the taxpayer, because you pay the tax, you should get the treatment for free. Okay, as measured by 3 E's framework of economy, efficiency, effectiveness. Okay, to contribute to medical science, contribute to the medical science by developing innovative ways to deliver treatment to the patient. So you should be doing innovation as well. So 3 objectives: quick treatment of high quality, value for money should be provided to the taxpayers, and third, contribute to medical science, okay, by developing innovative ways to deliver treatments. Done. Did you see any requirements here up till now? No. No verbs and objects for now. Next. It has been suggested that TRH, it has been suggested to TRH that hospitals has inadequate performance measurement system, okay, to assess whether it's achieving its objectives, and insufficient attention is given to the importance of non-financial indicators, whereas too much attention is given to financial indicators. Okay, so their system is not good enough in measuring non-financials, in measuring objectives. This is sometimes described as budget constrained style of management, where you focus on short-term financial targets. You have been asked for your advice and have met with some of the doctors to get their opinions. One senior doctor told you, I think the TRH always delivers value for money. So he thinks TRH always delivers value for money. One doctor said, we deliver value for money. We always achieve our financial budgets. Doctor here work much longer hours than colleagues in the hospitals, okay, often without being paid working overtime. Very strange. This is not enough government fund. There is not enough government funding to recruit more doctors. Okay, so many things I have to highlight here. Okay. At busy times, busy, we have started referring more patients. At busy time, arriving at TRH to a larger hospital nearby. Okay. This has helped to reduce average waiting time. Patients arriving 30 minutes, patients arriving at TRH are now seen by doctor within 3 hours 50 minutes rather than 4 hours as was previously the case. So 10 minutes reduced. So we are already doing all we can. Okay. I don't know how much time we spend developing innovative ways to deliver treatment. I don't know. Okay. To patients, though as much as most of the performance data we doctor receive relates to financial targets. I don't know what we do for innovation, but most of the data that we receive is related to financial targets. Recent performance data for TRH and national information has been provided in Appendix 1. This is indicative of the data which doctors at TRH receive. You have been asked to provide assessment in 3 areas. Here you go. Number 1, explaining, copy, paste. This is my simple tip and trick to deal with these easily. Explaining why non-financial performance indicators, the object, why non-financial performance indicators are particularly important. Why non-financial indicators are particularly important to measure the performance of not-for-profit organization at TRH. Done. Number 2, justifying one performance measure for each of the components of value for money framework used at TRH, and using the measure evaluate whether the company is delivering value for money or not, for 10 marks. All right. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. another verb, another object. Okay. Third, advising on the implication of this budget constraint approach for managing the performance. So the verb is advise and the object is done. Guys, are you with me? Say yes or no. So we have gone through the requirement. We have gone through the requirement. Okay. Now, let's start the game. First requirement we will start with first, and that is, what is the first requirement, everyone? The first requirement is in relation to explanation why non-financial performance are particularly important to measure the performance of not-for-profit organization such as Tosemary Rhyme Hospital. Such as. Okay? Now please listen, everyone. For a hospital like Tosemary Rhyme, why for them non-financials are crucial? Are you with me? Okay. Can you guys come up with the reasons, please? Quickly. Quickly. Why? I want you to just come up with basic reasons why for TRH it is useful. Yes. Yes, please. Okay. Now, for me, how to approach this? The verb is explain, and object is why non-financial performance are particularly important to measure the performance of not-for-profit. So what I have to think here? I have to come up with at least 5 points which will explain the importance of NFPIs. 5 points for NFPI importance. Okay? And those should be related to TRH, not the general ones. Not the general ones. Linked, and I'll get the marks. Okay? So let's start. Number 1, TRH. TRH, focus on non-financial indicators is important because why? Yes, because it is a not for profit organization that is not seeking to maximize profits, right? It offers treatments to patients without pay, hence no revenue stream. So this requires a key focus on non-financial performance indicators to be able to provide them good quality service. Okay, done. For this, non-financial is important for them, right? Very fine, very nice. What else? Very important link. You can make here with the objectives of TRH. Okay. TRH objectives also clearly focuses on non-financial performance. Okay. For example, giving examples, to be able to better relate with the scenario. Very, very clever, very smart. For example, high quality treatment and innovative treatment ways. Okay. So all these do require a key focus on non-financial measures like waiting time, readmissions. Okay? Clear? So the importance of NFPIs in TRH case. One valid point will give you 1 mark when you came up with a genuine reason of non-financial to be important, not for you, not for me, not in general, but for TRH. But for TRH. Link, simply link, yaar, that's it. Simply link. Remember, whatever I'm writing, I will link. Whatever rubbish I'm writing, I will link. Even a rubbish point should be linked with the scenario. Are you with me? Say yes or no. Clear? Okay. Now, next point. Uh, the work that they are doing, is it a public service work? Yes, it's a public service work. Yes. This is not profit based. This is a public work. Okay. Which means for the betterment of the society, this hospital will not be, would even continue to run if it is not profitable, or if it is, I know there's no profit as such, even if it is too much uneconomic or costly, they will continue it. Yes? Do you agree with me? So, even the service is expensive to provide, they will continue because financial numbers do not matter for them. Financial matter do not matters to them. Are you with me? Plus, being a public service subject to more public scrutiny. They don't charge people. People would go to the hospital if they don't get a good service and somebody in the hospital gives them the answer that we don't have funds. Patients will say, that's not my shit concern. It's not my concern you don't have funds. I need good treatment. I am a taxpayer. Very recently, we should pray that God should save us from going to hospitals. Do you agree? Yes. Very recently, I went to a government hospital. They don't charge anything. It's a heart hospital actually. They don't charge anything. But pathetic service. The beds were so bad. There was just one person dealing with injections. Patients I saw, the one who was with me, and there were so many other patients. They were crying in pain, and there was just one person who go to who sits there. He has to go to the laboratory to get the injection, or the pharmacy, come back, he will inject, then will go back to the pharmacy, brings another injection, and then this is how he will inject, and this is how you apply the injections. And I was like, why you only? He was like, I'm the only person responsible for it. And when you try to become angry on them, they are like, they become angry on us. They're like, sit, wait, everybody is waiting. And see, and what he said, there are people who are waiting since 5 hours. So why you cannot wait? I didn't went to hospital for myself. I took some relative there. This clearly shows that funding is not important here. I know they need funds, but quality matters. If it is a government-owned hospital, come on, give them the funds so that they provide you better quality service. So these public hospitals are subject to more scrutiny. More scrutiny. If I'm the taxpayer, I need a good service. This means financials are less relevant for me as a patient. I am more interested in the non-financial performance. Got it? So let's mention hospitals like TRH are providing public service and will be more prone to public scrutiny, okay, where patients expect quality treatment and will not accept any underperformance due to financial constraints. Okay, financial constraints, right? Hence the importance of non-financials seems more than financials. Okay. One thing I want to add here, come on, I'm not saying financials are not needed at all. Financials, though, are important as well. Okay. Financials are important as well. I'll mention this. However, financials are still useful, especially to attract the government funding to be able to operate So at least they do need to focus to be able to report on their performance. Yeah. So see, I will mention anything which is relevant. So this is what I think we at least should mention here. Done. Okay. So multiple objectives. There's no one primary objective of not-for-profit organization. More qualitative objectives plus more public scrutiny plus multiple stakeholders, with multiple objectives require careful consideration. Are you with me? Require careful consideration. Yes or no? So it is important to manage their expectations. Are you with me? Expectations. Okay. Hence, now, for example, patients, employees, government, taxpayers. Hence, the focus on non-financials will be important in managing them. Guys, are you with me? Say yes or no. Clear? Yes or no? Done. So I think this is clear to all of you. I hope no problems as far as this is concerned. Okay? Right. Next question. 10 marks. Value for money. Justify one performance measure for each component of VFM at TRH using measure evaluate whether company is delivering value for money or not. Now, my friends, this is a 10-mark requirement. How to plan? Planning is very simple. 3 E's is what they are focusing. So what can I do? I can simply plan my answer by dividing this into 3 E's. starting with first, economy. Economy. Number 2, efficiency. Number 3, effectiveness. Okay? Effectiveness. Now, I will divide this into 3 headings. That's my planning. And to make it more clear and simple, let me tell you, they are asking you to work out one performance measure for each and then use this measure to evaluate, judge whether the company is providing value for money or not. So let me tell you some easy numbers, easy marks. And where are the easy numbers? Where are the easy marks available? Very simple. Definition of VFM, 3 E's, 1 mark. 1 mark. For economy, 1 mark for efficiency, 1 mark for effectiveness. Okay? Easy numbers. Are you with me? Then, calculating the performance measure. Calculating the performance measure. Okay? Will give you 1 mark again. Right? But remember, you have to justify that for sure. Okay? So let's start then. First, economy. What is economy? Any idea? Yeah. Completely filled with ideas. Economy means obtaining resources at lowest cost. Lowest cost. Okay? At lowest cost. So, obtaining resources at lowest cost for the required standard. Right? Clear? Okay. Now, which measure you think is suitable? Appendix. Let's skim through this. Number of doctors, total doctor salaries including overtime. One data is of TRH and one is of national average. Total doctor salary budget including overtime. So one is the actual and one is the budget, okay? Number of patient treated. Average staff satisfaction rating. Number of patient readmitted. National average of other public sector minor injuries hospitals. Note 1. Staff satisfaction rating was obtained by conducting a survey of all 25 doctors. A survey score of 100% represents totally satisfied. A score of 0 represents totally unsatisfied. All right, everyone, with me? Okay. Now, for economy, what will you calculate, my friends? So let's first decide the measure. The measure for economy, which seems to be a good one, is come on, cost per doctor. Very nice. I can say salary per doctor will sound better. Salary per doctor. Now, what is the salary of the doctor? 3.75 billion divided by total doctors 25. So the answer is 0.15 million because we are dealing in millions right now, okay? Whereas national 4.2 divided by 24 is, let's convert this into some numbers because you know these are decimals and these are difficult to handle. So let's bring these into thousands. What do you say? Right? Let's bring these into thousands. 150 and this to be 4200, 175. Okay? Done. Salary per doctor is what I'll be using for economy. Exercise, you know, you should do exercise. We teach a lot. So, you know, it's good to have some exercise in a day. Okay. Now, efficiency. What for efficiency? Any idea? At least say something. Yeah. What for efficiency? Output, input to output. So, what is the output? Patients treated. Patient treated is the output. Divide by input. Who is treating the patient? Who is treating the patient? Doctors. Doctors. So, what? Wow. Can I change this? Wow. Magic. Patients per doctor. False? Okay. Here, 20,000 divided by 24. Okay. Done? Clear, everyone? Okay. Now, effectiveness. Objective, objective. We have fulfilled objective. So what is the objective for them? For them, the objective is successful treatment. Successful treatment. Successful treatment. So how will they measure a successful treatment? Come on, tell me na yaar. Say something yaar. Yes. Patience. Patience. Re-admitted. Readmitted patients. How to work out? 1830 were readmitted out of 24,375. So the percentage of the readmission is 7.5 for the industry. It's 300 divided by 20,000 treated, and the answer is 1.5. Alas. So this is for economy, efficiency, and effectiveness. Are you all with me? Khalas? Done? Clear? Happy? Yes or no? Okay. So your marks for calculations will be there. You are getting the marks for calculation. These are easy numbers. These are easy numbers, my friend. These are easy numbers. Okay. Now, just close this. Let's bring this here. So at least it's visible to us. And let's start. Definition of economy. Now, let's mention the measure. The measure useful in measuring economy, the measure useful for measuring economy will be salaries per doctor. Okay. Now, why? Justify it. Why? Because this resource has a significant cost for the hospital. Okay? It's a major resource, major cost. So the cost of doctor is crucial to assess. Are you with me, everyone? Okay? Done. Now let's see. Let's evaluate. See, three things you will do under one heading. Define it, calculate the measure and justify it, and evaluate the performance. We are doing all these three things in under one heading. Okay? Now, let's compare. When you compare here, this is where you are doing analysis and evaluation. You worked out a measure, which means you are doing calculations to analyze it. Professional marks, analysis and evaluation. You worked out something to find out the hidden fact, to analyze it, and then once you compare, you are analyzing who is better than the other. And then on the basis of this, you will evaluate good performance, you will evaluate bad performance. Okay, so let's do it. The average salary per doctor of TRH is 150 compared to national average of 175, meaning, now see, this is evaluation. I analyzed it by using the numbers. Now I'm evaluating, meaning TRH has provided more economical service. This is analysis and evaluation. Find out the numbers, analyzed it, comparing it, and mentioning, okay, economical services have been provided. Right? Done? Now, does this resulted because of genuine good performance, genuine cost saving, or because of some bad consequence? Can you please confirm me? What will we write here? Lower salaries could be due to the difference in the skill set, but here I see one problem. And what is that problem? Can you tell me, please? Such lower salaries possibly due to, come on, say something. Due to unpaid overtime. Unpaid overtime. Unpaid overtime. Got it? Yes. See, you have to evaluate. Look for the positive and negatives if there are any. So the positive thing is performance is good. But if this resulted due to unpaid overtime, possibly due to unpaid overtime, this will have a negative impact on what? On the staff satisfaction. Satisfaction. So do we have any numbers about staff dissatisfaction in Appendix 1? Yes. Oh, 9% compared to 89%. Are you with me? Yes or no? So we have to evaluate, we have to do a balanced assessment. What is a balanced assessment? Positives, genuinely, if there are, yes, mention it. If there are problems, mention it. Balanced assessment, which possibly affected their satisfaction, which was 9% compared to 89% of national. Done. Halas. Are you with me? Yes or no? Done. Evaluation, balanced evaluation. We always say analysis evaluation requires balanced assessment, balanced appraisal. So what is balanced appraisal? We mean to say, we did mention, now how I can run through the professional skill of analysis evaluation here by calculating here, okay. I compared the performance and I analyzed it. Then I mentioned who is good and what is the bad thing. Balanced. Okay? Done. And everything is scenario based. I am not guessing anything here. Okay? Next. Efficiency. What is the definition? The out the outputs should be maximum compared to from given inputs. Okay? Done. This will be measured here by patients treated per doctor. Okay? Patients treated per doctor. Right, everyone? As now justifying it as patient treatment is important output done by key resource. Done by key resource, that is doctor. Key input resource. Guys, listening to me or not? Yes or no? Say something, yaar. Justify the measure. Justify the measure. Done? Now evaluate the performance based on the result. The performance of TRH seems to be better than national as 975 patients were treated compared to 833 treated at national. I will get marks technical one. The way I wrote this, I'll get professional marks as well because I did the analysis. Based on analysis, I concluded that the performance here was good as far as TRH is concerned. Okay? Clear? Done? So who is more efficient? Who is more efficient? TRH? TRH? More people treated? TRH. Positive angle? TRH. So TRH seems more efficient. Balanced assessment, balanced appraisal, positive thing. However, the word however, therefore will basically result in balanced assessments. However, this could be at the expense of what? Come on, tell me. Excessive workload. Now, are we guessing this? No. We don't guess. We don't guess. The question, the exhibit mentioned here that they are working overtime. They are working overtime. They are working longer hours. Longer hours. So if they are working longer hours, they will treat more patients. Khalas. If they are working longer hours, they will treat more patients. Khalas. Wah. Classical. Classical. Are you with me? Yes or no? Yes, you are with me. Okay? Classical. See, Ashwarya, they didn't had the capacity to hire more doctors because of the fund shortage. See, there is not enough government funding to recruit more doctors. Okay? So, what my point here is, when we say evaluation, if there are positives, we need to write those. If there are negative, you have to mention. So I did mention the performance is well. They are more efficient, but at the same time, excessive workload which affected their satisfaction as well. We just saw the satisfaction ratio is very less. Are you with me? Okay, khalas, done. See, three things done: definition, calculation with a justification of the measure, and evaluation. In evaluation, positive, negatives are being assessed to ensure balanced assessment. If possible to be done, will give me top up marks over technical ones under the heading of right, analysis and evaluation. Understanding APM. If somebody explains me like this when I was a student, I would have felt being so blessed that wow, I expect the same from you people. I don't know. I might be buttering myself. I don't know whether I am or not, but this is what I think. Okay. Next, effectiveness. The outcomes should be achieving the objectives of the organization. Here, this will be measured through percentage readmission of patients in TRH. See my sequence of answering it? Lovely, simple. Define, tell the measure, tell why it is a measure. Because their objective was to provide high quality treatment. So less readmission means better quality. Halas, justified it. Now evaluate the performance based on this. Whose readmissions are more? So the performance here of TRH is not satisfactory as the percentage readmissions are 7.5% compared to national at 1.5%. Definitely the performance is not good here. Evaluation, analysis, compare, do the calculation, find out the fact, based on the fact, analyzed it, and then evaluate. The performance is not good here. The performance is not good here. Are you with me, my friends? This clearly shows failure to provide high quality treatments to patients in first go. Okay? Done? Halas. Now, let's conclude it because we were required to evaluate. So, let's conclude it with a conclusion overall. Now, what should be the conclusion? My friends, be with me, everyone. What should be the conclusion? We did became successful. We did became successful in economy. In economy. TRH appears to be economical and efficient, but this was achieved at the expense of effectiveness, okay. The reason for poor treatment could be staff under pressure and lower satisfaction. Wow, wow. When you connect, when you conclude by overall comparison, you cannot write in isolation. You cannot consider this in isolation. You cannot compare in isolation. Okay? So, value for money? I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay? So, it's clear that we can't see value for money services here. Now, I think this is clear to all of you. Understood overall style of answer, the calcs, the definition. Under every heading, I've done three things. Even I've drafted it properly for you people. Right? Beautiful drafting done. Nice and lovely answer. What else you want? Do you want me to give the exam? No, I cannot. Even if you pay me thousands of dollars, I won't. It's not because I cannot. I can. I'll bring really good marks, inshallah. The problem is, I don't want to. I've given these papers before. I'm out of this league now. So, clear everyone? Now, the last requirement of just 5 petty marks. Just 5 petty marks. 5 petty marks. Implications. Advise is the verb. Advise implications of this budget constrained approach for managing TRH performance. Implications. Now, first of all, do you think they are following budget constraint style? Yes. Because the emphasis is on short-term financial performance. Okay? Because the emphasis is on short-term financial performance. So yes. That is why you saw they mentioned that we don't know about innovation and all. The focus is on short-term performance measures every time. Right? So it's a fact that the focus is on short-term financial measures, and it is clearly written here as well. I did saw this somewhere here, right? Yeah. See here. Most of the performance data relates our financial targets. We don't know much about innovation and all. So yes, it's a fact that it's a budget constraint style. And they are limiting themselves because of government funding. So budget constraint style is what they are following in order to be within the limits imposed by the government. Clear? Now what this will result in? What this will result in? That's the problem. This approach helps them to be within the financial constraint. Okay, let's write it. The budget constraint style supports financial control, okay, which is helping them to stay within the fixed government spending. Done. Okay? But what other implications it may result in? Come on, you have to be within the financial targets, agreed. But what bad impact this will create? What implication this will create? Now the verb is advise, object is implication. Think of implications that are related to TRH to get one valid point. Okay. So yes, it will help them to be within the targets. But what further impact this can create? Very simple. Very simple. This will focus on short termism, okay, in which the focus will be on meeting the budgets, right? Meeting the budgets. Hence, forcing now doctors to work long hours and without overtime payment. Okay? Without overtime payment. Right? Additionally, no new hiring of doctors will be possible. This is the problem. Is this mentioned in the scenario? Yes, scenario based, yaar. Listen. Budget constraint, a general knowledge based point is short termism will be there. Okay, fine. Learn it. How this is applicable here to get one valid point mark is by referring to the scenario by mentioning that see, doctor are forced to work overtime, they don't get any pay, no new doctors in a point. Harasi, you get the marks. If you just write short termism, till here, you won't get marks. You have to add here the example from the scenario to get that mark. Are you understanding? How will you get the marks? Those who say we don't know where we are lacking, this is where you are lacking, bhai. That's it. Okay. Let's connect to the next implication. This will create work pressure, thus affecting the quality of treatments. Okay. Now link with the scenario to get the mark. Half work you do is correct, but will not give you marks because this half work is dependent on scenario. Learn this art, khalas, you will pass, inshallah. Say inshallah every time. Okay. Thus affecting quality of treatments. As now see, as seen in case of TRH, as seen in case of TRH, where the readmissions were higher compared to average. This is the problem. This is the flaw. Quality compromised. Objective compromised. Objective compromised. Furthermore, what this will further result in? This also will, come on, result in manipulation. Now people say, yes, we have learned this point that budget constraint style or short-termism results in manipulation, but how here it is applicable? If you mention manipulation till here, no marks. To get 1 mark per valid point, add as seen in TRH, where doctors were sending patients to other hospitals. Where it is written? Where? I'll show you, yaar. I'll show you. By those who don't know what yaar is, yaar means bro. Bro. Okay, bro. I'll show you, bro. So I'll show you, yaar. Yeah. At busy time, we start referring patient to arriving at larger hospital nearby to reduce the patient waiting time. Manipulation, manipulation, manipulation. Okay? To reduce waiting time from 4 hours to 3 hours 50 minutes. Alas, now you get the point. If you see what is a valid point, this is not a valid point. Now you want what is a valid point? This is a valid point. How it relates to TRH. That's why I always say I've made a very good rule for people throughout the world. Look at the object. The object is implication. Find out 5 implications, not general ones. Then what? Implication of budget constraint style, not general ones. Then what? Relating to TRH. Khalas. 5 marks done. Go home. Pass. Inshallah. Say inshallah. What is the meaning? God willing. Okay? So they will manipulate, they will distort the results. They will manipulate the results. Okay? Automatically one will say, oh, your performance is good. This will show favorable performance. At the expense of what? At the expense of your objective, okay? At the expense of objective non-achievement. Remember, we want to achieve this. Now, what else? What else? One more point is coming to my mind, and a very classical point to end this discussion. We were required to innovate, developing innovative ways to treatment. Also, the objective of innovation will be, this is completely scenario based point, will be compromised. Okay? Will be compromised. Why? Why? Come on, can you tell me why? Because doctors don't have time, and also they only focus on financials because time and their reporting is mainly based on financial data they receive. So see, every time you provide them financial information only. Here it is. I just saw here, it was written. They say we only receive financial information. We don't know what we are doing for innovation. Financial targets, sorry. Financial targets. Financial targets. So no targets for innovation. They don't focus. They don't have time as well. Alas, implication of this, so many. Listen. Objective was implication. Think of implications, okay? Think of implications and connect with the scenario. 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 Khalas. Your requirement is complete. Okay? Done? Done. So what APM wants you to do? Less bookish knowledge, more common sense, that is, connect with the scenario. So what is the final tip here? Now, in terms of professional marks, where were the professional marks available? Let's conclude. I'll start with skepticism first. Where was skepticism? And let me tell you, you will like this. Yeah. I think we are delivering value for money. Challenge it. Challenge the statement. Challenge the statement. And I think you have to mention this. And see, I will do this deliberately. So the doctors, see, doctors claim that value for money is provided seems to be wrong. This is giving you skepticism. Challenging the statements. Okay? Skepticism. I kept it hold deliberately just to show you the significance. Not everywhere skepticism is available in APM. Few areas where statements are given, you have to challenge the assumption and statements. Questioning attitude. How can I rely that you are providing value for money, whereas the result doesn't suggest it? Done, khalas. Commercial acumen. I did mention when I was required to advise. Okay? Advise. So I did mention the implications of budget constraint style on the business. This is all commercial acumen because I came up with practical implications. Practically, skepticism, manipulation. This will affect the staff to focus on manipulation, short-termism, negativity, morale will be gone, satisfaction will be affected. Practical aspects relating to hospital business. That is why we say when commercial acumen marks you need, link with scenario more and more. The more examples you use for scenario, you are able to get marks for commercial acumen. Commercial acumen. Analysis evaluation, I explained you here. In this part, data you have used, based on the data, you draw your conclusions. Like you worked out something, you analyzed it, you compared the performance, you evaluated the performance in a balanced way. The positive angle, if that was available, along with the negative angle, if that was available. Not forcefully, if that is available, if that is there. Like dissatisfaction of staff was present in the scenario, then only I mentioned it. Balanced assessment. This will give you top-up marks of analysis evaluation other than the technical evaluation marks. I hope this is clear. The professional marks are well explained by me, thanks to me. I hope this will make your life super easier. The tip is very simple. Verb objects for objects. Look at the object. If object is implication, think of implication, link with the scenario. If the object is problem, think of problem, link with the scenario. If the object is difficulty, think of difficulty, link with the scenario. Simple, yaar. Simple. Best of luck. I hope this will serve the purpose and will give you confidence to pass an exam. I will share the drafted answer in form of paragraphs with you. I will share the drafted answer in form of paragraphs with you so that you understand the structure better, in a better way. All right, guys, that's the end. It's time for feedbacks. I took more time than the usual time that was allotted for the webinar. A small gift from my end it was for you people. Approximately 4 hours. Liked it. Happy. Satisfied. It's my aim to make this super easy for you. And inshallah, I'll work more hard to make this super easy for you. You follow my techniques. Keep following me. If you're a self-study student, through YouTube channel, being part of free WhatsApp groups, follow my instructions. And if you're a paid student, you are blessed. Just follow the instructions. Please share your feedback in the comment section. Those who will watch in form of recordings later on, please share your feedbacks in the comment section. Be part of the free group. Do watch my March 26 webinars, self-study students. Those who are joining the batch, come. Let's work more hard. The next 2 weeks are all filled with live classes, all filled with such interesting discussions to be happening. Last thing, a last request. There are so many students globally who are struggling in APM, and I want them to pass. I want this 40% passing ratio to go to 70%. Will you help me? Will you guys help me? Let's work together and bring this passing to 70-80%. How? Share this video. Ask people to watch this webinar video specially so that they learn. Even if it's free for them, let's make it free. I don't need money. You pass, that's the money for me. So every individual who's listening me right now, you have to do a charity. And what is that charity? Share at least with 5 APM students these 2 webinar days links so that they understand how to handle paper. And if they pass, it's a blessing. for you and you will pass. If you do something good for someone, good will happen for you. Committed? Promise? Great. Lovely. Do share your feedbacks in the comment section. Until then, take care. Keep following me through free WhatsApp groups. Till the last day, I'll be with you people. I'm working really hard on this paper. Do follow the plans, the regular students, the paid students I'm sharing with you people, and those who are opting for revision. Come quickly. The batch has started. Monday, we have our first revision practice session. Monday, we have our first revision practice session. Be part of the batch. Take care.